All right, so the first thing I'm showing you here is the lifting mechanism. Right down here at the bottom is the chassis, and right here is their design for the lifting mechanism, kind of an elevator. They want it to be able to go, here, and it'll be able to go up and lift, catch onto the second rung. So their goal is to be able to get to that second rung, and then later on, once they get the robot to do that, they want to be able to add to it so that it can kind of like monkey bar to the second rung, because that would be worth more points. And they've got an idea where this one here would it would reach out, and then as the elevator pulled the whole robot up, it would pull this up and latch onto that second monkey bar so that they could grab a hold of that second monkey bar. What they have back here then, so here's the robot, here's the chassis. Now they've had it, completely done at other parts. We have a second robot, they've wired another one so they can practice driving it. But here is the robot, here's another chassis. And what they're talking about doing then is finding a way here's that bar, and we'd have one of these on both sides. So they've got some ideas on how to fasten it to the aluminum chassis. And then they're gonna let me see if I can set this so I don't have to hold it. Yep. And then the idea then is to have this then be the elevator lift, where this would lift. And they'd have have this on both sides, and then have something in between where the grip would be, and that would be the motor. So they've got an idea on a chain mechanism, and I think that was that one YouTube video that I had sent that they want to mimic. So the thing they're going to need there is some help with how to hook up the gears, maybe some sliders so that there's not friction, so that and to hold it in place as it goes up and down the elevator part. The outer rails would obviously then be locked in place and set, but the inner two tubes, you need to have the outside two tubes, and I say one tube here on the outside, and then this other tube on the inside. This would be the one that would go up and down, and so something on the sides to lock it and hold it in place is going to be also key for them. The other thing then that they're going to need help with is they've removed this front rail. You can see on the other robot here that originally there was a piece that goes all the way across there. They have removed that piece because their idea then is, I'm going to use a different ball. This isn't the ball that they would be using, but it gives you an idea, kind of per se. They want to have some type of conveyor belt system that would come down, and this would be, so their idea is to come up on the ball and be able to have, let me see here if I can pause this. I can't pause this. So they would have some type of conveyor belt system. I'm going to put a piece of wood here, but let's imagine this piece of wood is the conveyor belt system. So it would just be off the ground a little bit because they don't really have anything they have to really clear, but they'd have a conveyor belt system that would come over the top of the motors. And then once they got to the top of the motors, it would come back like this. The conveyor belt system would come up to the motors, and then it would come back. And the one thing that I've not shown here is we've got these wheels, and these then would be hooked up to motors and up a little bit that would help feed. So we've got the conveyor system going and the balls, and then right here, they would have some type of mechanized system here where they'd have wheels going here. And as the ball, I dropped my ball. As the ball gets fed back here, basically like a pitching machine, this wheel right here would take it, and it's turning, and it's going to force it then to get shot out, and possibly up and into the goal. So there'd be some type of ramped system right here, right here, and then that wheel right in this area that catches the ball, feeds it up, and also then shoots it up like that. Now, if I can bring you back to the front here again, we have, they're talking about something, and these wheels here would be up. They wouldn't be sitting on the conveyor belt, but something, I'm kind of putting it here. These would be mechanized, or you want to slide, there we go. We'd have wheels there as well. So this right here, they'd pull up on it, and the wheels would grab the ball, and then it goes from one system to the next system up the conveyor belt, and then we might have a set of wheels right there as well that help push it back into that shooter. So I don't know, I hope that helps. I don't know how else to explain here without a conveyor belt. So the things is, we don't have a conveyor belt. They're going to need help with how to set a conveyor belt up, where to get a conveyor belt, that of those different sizes, how to get the right, a lot to do with the conveyor belt is going to be the big key there. They've got ideas for hooking up the mechanized, or hooking up the balls to push it along the way. So the big thing is going to be getting that conveyor belt going. You might be asking about this wood up here. There's going to be pool noodles that have to go on here that are like bumpers, and then we have a cover that goes all the way around, and it's Velcroed because we have different colors for different competitions that we have to use. So we got to be able to take those on and off very quickly. So these are just our bumpers. This can all come off if we need to do more assembly or to create stuff. So hopefully that helps. I'll stop talking in the video.